Hello, it's that time of the month again. No, not that time. It's time for a Warcraft 3 TGS cast. Hang on a second, I gotta take a cough drop. My throat is shredded, but I'm on a timetable. So I'm gonna start up. So, I don't think too much was changed for this version. Let's see if I can think here. HK said there's scaling on some of the innate abilities now. Well, there might have been before. More minor changes, more minor balancing changes and stuff like that. So not really too much of a forward for this one, actually. I don't honestly remember too much. So our teams are myself, Q2Menace, and Emu, and Ricky _ Honajase, who is just Honajase in this game. We're up against a stick of Punag, Higgs, His Zealot, Doug Boy, and Thigh Lolly. So it's 4 versus 5. Actually had a number of people out. We had Stig and Emu, who are both very rare to show up. So apparently the double chat message has something to do with Warcraft 3's servers, since they did refund it. And they fucked it up because it's Blizzard, and that's just what they do. They fuck up everything they touch. So let me see if I can remember our builds. So Doug Boy is gonna take some wave. Oh yes, it's gonna be thrashing the camera fucking anytime Ricky dies or does anything. Doug Boy is gonna take Berserk and everything. Kind of like the same shit he's been doing every game, actually. HKS and Stig are going to go physical. Slightly different builds, but still ultimately physical. I think they both might get Berserk and crit eventually. High Zealot is going to go the hardest CC match. This is going to be a little bit of a different game. A lot of the games I cast, it kind of ends up being like, I mean, not necessarily like one side is, but it becomes kind of clear that one side can win really easily on a strong push. This game is actually going to be probably more balanced than most of them in many respects. And kind of one of the reasons for that is because most of us are going to underestimate just how much CC High Zealot can actually put out. At a point in the game, he's basically going to be able to permanently CC you forever. He will literally be able to stun you, sleep you, entangle, storm bolts, and he also is messing around with Impale. I don't know if it worked out really too well for him or not, but yeah, perma CC with 3 mostly physical damage dealers, although Doug Boy takes AoE early on with Carrion Swarm and maybe Shockwave. Ricky's going to do the exact same thing he always does. And you know, if Doug Boy was really paying attention at that point, he could have gotten such an easy kill on Ricky right there. That would have been just a free kill. Ricky literally walked up and offered his anus to the towers and just got ripped in half by them and only barely escaped. So, I didn't know really what I was going to do in this game. HKS did buff Incinerate a little bit, and I will go for that first again to try it out. And then I will transition into a very unorthodox Flame Strike Entangle with the Ice Spike or whatever it was. So, they both went into the lane here, and they have slows. And I was thinking I might be able to tank them under the tower, but I really underestimated just how little damage the towers actually do. But actually, what's really happening is that High Zealot was actually tanking the tower for them, and I didn't get any kills out of that. Didn't go even, so I couldn't really run away from them though. So if they wanted to chase, I really wasn't getting away, being slowed. Let's take a look at Thunderclap, which has limited effectiveness and may or may not get War Stomp at some point. Bill the Emu is going to go. Well, he's gonna. I think he went Black Arrow right away. HKS for some reason wants to tank him here, but this isn't such a good idea. And yeah, Ricky will actually die to Doug Boy multiple times early on, especially if anybody else is ever in the lane. Because, well, you've seen how Ricky likes to play. He just offers himself up, and Doug Boy kind of realizes, wait, Ricky literally is just free kills, and we'll just kill him relentlessly over and over and over again. Whereas Bill will be fairly safe throughout the game. And then we go to Q, and Q says he's going to take the Phoenix, so that's what he's going to do. He must have enjoyed being harassed by the Phoenix in the game that I ran with it. I'm not actually sure how effective he was with the Phoenix in this game. I think that he gets a couple kills with it and harasses High Zealot a lot with it, but I have no idea. I really wasn't paying too much attention. Beyond that, I think he takes Drunken Haze again, which I believe did get nerfed down to a maximum of 50%, because it was a lot higher than that, like 80% or something like that. And I guess he gets Howl of Terror, which might help a little bit. Q does get a couple of kills in this game, so I'm kind of curious how he gets them. This game is a little bit more chaotic and a lot more over the place than I really remember. So, right now, Bill's using the spellbook on Jaina, and he's going to comment that it's busted as fuck. Because it is. And yeah, the Carrion Swarm in it is useless. But the Frost Nova has gotten him an early kill. And Black Arrow, I don't know. Bill's kind of like more utility. You see he took Death Pact or whatever it was too, or the Mana one, whatever it was called. So Ricky is very probably gonna die again. Yeah. So they got some early kills. I had woken up. This was not an early game, so I was sort of awake for this game. But Incinerate was not really a good choice. I didn't actually really expect it to be that difficult of a game, all things considered, but I take Flame Strike, and yeah, Flame Strike's really not good. Like, this is going to be a PvP-centric game because it's 4 versus 5. Flame Strike is definitely not a good choice for that, but I really wanted to. I came into this with the desire to end the game with Flame Strike. So that's what I'm going to stick to, for better or for worse. The Rejuvenate on Furion is it scales up with you a little bit as you level now, so it stays pretty useful throughout the game. Obviously, it tapers off a lot. Healing Wave was nerfed, I believe. Bill's gonna pick up some kills. It's more expensive now, and I won't level that up much either. I usually just grab level 3 and just invest the rest of my damage. So at this stage, I've just encountered High Zealots and been CC'd a few times, and was like, well, he doesn't do any damage. I can definitely outduel him, especially with Incinerate, but you don't want to get caught underneath the towers. Q doesn't really do anything, so we're just sort of being pests. Ricky, on the other hand, is definitely having a lot more adventurous of a lane, as Thigh Lolly was in mid and then came back up here and decided to tank the tower for a little while. If Ricky was paying attention, he could have grabbed an easy kill. But Ricky is too scared to try to bait out Thigh Lolly's aggression and take advantage of his thirst for Frenchman blood. It's kind of weird. Ricky will offer himself up in the most inopportune of times, but when he can possibly go for a kill or try to bait somebody, he usually won't do that. So right now I'm just spotting for this. I should have actually healed the mortar team instead of myself, but heavy armor I didn't think is really going to kill a tower anyways. So my damage definitely sticks a lot better than he does, but his goal really isn't to do damage. He's just kind of being a pest here. Now, he did kind of like run forward. I thought he was going to buy something, but he didn't. That may have actually just been a misclick outright. And evidently we punished that, although I almost died for it. Frenchman. Thaw Lolly and Doug Bowie.
Forces are under attack.
Not really trying to punish each other for misplaced cooldowns either. Bill getting a little risky here, a little risky. He just had to death pack that. Will he die for it? Oh, 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 oh. Bill stopped. If Bill had not stopped, he would have been okay, but he really wanted that last kill, and he didn't get it. Now, we get gold for that, I think, but Steak gets lumber for it. So in a world of trades, Steak comes out on top, but HKS also died for it, so... So a lot of people get the Boots of Sonic pretty early. HKS was talking about putting in a item combination upgrade system. Not to the sophistication or complexity of Dota, but probably something a little similar like Map Tong Hop or whatever, you know, something really basic. But hasn't really dealt with that stuff before. And apparently all of the pre-built systems for like spell systems and stuff like that are terribly documented and have a huge learning curve to getting into. And it's not something just be plug and played in here, so between that and other commitments, he never really got around to it. So I kind of ran up here again. I did not realize just how much CC he really had, but at this point it's pretty clear there's just nothing I can do. I was like, well, okay then. I had not been paying attention to the fact that he doubled down. He doubled down on CC, and I was like, well, I can't actually use Flame Strike anyways near him because he'll just interrupt it, but any other case, it'll be just like that, where I just get CC'd to fuck. That said, I will not stray from the holy path. Raffle. How did they have detection on him? It looked like he was an... Oh, was it Banish maybe? Yeah, I guess it was Banish and not Windwalk. I was a little confused. Apparently, Thigh Lowly will once again cycle between every build imaginable in the game throughout the course of the game. Pretty much standard fare. I'm not really sure if he actually sticks to anything in this, because I pretty much never saw him in the game. And if I did, it was usually just the one or two things he would do, and then that would be it. Usually involving dying. That's gonna be quite clear in about 5 seconds. My build is so useless and stupid. I didn't really intend to keep Incinerate though, it was just for early game. And 15, yeah, Ricky and Doug Boy are ahead, being carrying Swarm users and AoE in general. But I am 15, I mean, I guess I'm higher than some of them, but it helped a little bit in dueling, but it just, there wasn't kill pressure. It still didn't really feel like it was making that big of an impact, especially for the investment. I feel like the AoE on it might be worth buffing. The buffs, I don't know how much HK has buffed it, but there was a noticeable damage increase. It just wasn't like special ability levels of damage for sure. I'm interested to see how it would work on someone with like Chemical Rage or something. It might be kind of broken, but I don't know. So HKS gets murdered. Their top lane is doing well. Our bottom lane is doing well.
Our forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
Now we had Ricky and Q and HKS and Steak in our. I guess that's one kill for the bird, huh? And Steak and Vent, but we didn't have like Bill in there, so there was a time of following Bill around, and it's just I had no idea what he was really planning to do. So Doug Boy went for an early berserk with crit, so he does have crit in this game. Army upgrades. I pull Ricky a little bit in this game, but mostly I'm selfish. You see the CS is pretty linearly actually going up here. I remember HKS saying that he removes spell damage from buildings, and I wanted to confirm that.
This had better be worth.
And yeah, that's true. He did just remove it outright. So Flame Strike is really hard to use in general. You don't want to hit your minions with it if you can avoid it. I mean, sometimes it's nice to hit them to deny, but when you're pushing, you don't want to, and then it has a long wind up, of course. But I noticed that I probably did as much friendly fire in this game as I did damage to enemies. My allies have a habit of running into it. So this will happen too. This I felt was all right, except for Bill standing in it. But knowing full well that I could get CC'd eternally underneath the towers, I was just trying to be a bit of a pest. Suddenly there was 2 pit lords, and I was like, well, I might be kind of fucked here. And it turns out I'm fucked. Bill doesn't have enough healing. Bill has Chain Death Coil, but it doesn't really do too much until later levels. I will die an uncharacteristically large amount in this game, just because I'm not even accustomed to playing against this kind of team comp anymore. This is what you would see more often with the earlier versions of TGS before Berserk and everything was kind of nerfed and brought in line. It's just, people just run out with Berserk and Windwalk and just instantly kill you. It's a little slower now, but it's still effectively the same thing. That's why the long single lanes can be really difficult to deal with. If you're pushed, you just have nowhere to go if they can catch up to you or slow you. So in Bill's case, he just runs really fast, and HKS doesn't have boots and is slow. Apparently Thyaloli just has everything in the book, including Impale, but doesn't do any damage. Now it's Ricky's turn to get pounded. But the Horde steal the kill. So Azgalor has definitely secured many kills, but we are not doing too bad. Say 4, 3, 2. That'll be 9 kills. 6, 4. No, 10 kills total. Versus 7, 8, 9. It is about even. Meanwhile, we came down here and just stepped on Thyaloli. He just stood there and we just murdered him. So, this is a much different game than a lot of the other ones that were kind of low kill for a while. There's definitely a lot of violence in this one. And that's because there's a lot more CC in this game. Tons of people have CC. And a lot of people bought boots early and some didn't, so... we had some people show up here. It was HKS and Doug Boy. And Doug Boy, I had to remember Berserk makes you take extra damage. So I actually really wasn't afraid of him at all. Because as long as I can just like hit, run, and sustain. I think I'm pretty sure I'm still using Incinerate at this point. But Berserk kind of wore off, so... I can't really dual hit spells because I don't have any damage other than Flame Strike. But with Berserk, I can like hit, run, and it'll deal a little bit of extra damage. I definitely didn't see him having the finesse to be able to out-micro me. Eventually, this hit-and-run stuff continues long enough that... Oh yeah, I have Healing Wave now too, so... We just forced them out. They both have Boots of Sonic, so they both did get speed. But we don't have... Unless Bill has the mana to slow them with Frost Nova, we don't have really kill threat, but we do just force them out. Now at this stage, we both can sustain, and we're just kind of like tanks with a little bit of wave clearing. So the hit and run works well for us, which is, as you might imagine, it doesn't work so well when High Zealot's there and he can just stun one of us for like 5 years. Meanwhile, they're like fucking terrified. They're terrified. They killed the bird so it respawns faster and have more health. So on this stage, I just knew HKS would have to go back. HKS will Shadow Strike me and I'll just sustain it. But you will notice that Flame Strike and the healing just chews my mana like crazy. I did take a low level of Brilliance or a level 1, but I start itemizing towards mana regeneration after a little while. Meanwhile, on top lane, the bird is chasing. The bird is chasing. The bird is... Oh, he wanted to deny! I thought he might do that. No, Stick is might gonna die too. Stick dies. Oh shit! Q gets away with Windwalk.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Doug Boy's not sure what to do now. He disappeared. Ricky shows up. Oh fuck, it's gonna be a disaster for Doug Boy. He's gonna try to duel the bird. The bird is level 2. He has nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. Oh, he's slow. And he's dead. Ricky gets revenge. Meanwhile, we're still screwing around over here, just permanently pushed. And yeah, I was really feeling the mana regeneration. My Flame Strike was not very high level, so I wasn't really actually getting that much damage out of it for a long time in this. So, we're not really looking for kills, I guess. We're just trying to be a pest. Problem is, High Zealot was there, and yeah, I didn't really want any part of that, so we kind of just ran away. I'm pretty sure there's sometimes we don't run away and just die terribly. The Phoenix, he rushed level 3 on it. Q does have 3 kills. I somehow have 2, I'm not sure. The Alliance has a lot of kills, though. That really tells you a lot. So we'll buy some stuff. They counter push. And I decided to take Entangling Roots. I haven't used it too much. It may or may not have been nerfed since I last saw it used a lot, but it's still really strong. Especially in later levels, it'll actually do an amount of damage. Flame Strike level 6, so starting to look into deal damage. Obviously, if you can keep them locked down and land Flame Strike on them, it will hurt. But Entangling Roots on its own doesn't last long enough to do that. You actually need 2 CCs for that, which I will realize after a point. Now, Bill's being a little ballsy here. And I believe I am coming to try to save him. Save the emu. Yeah, there's the heal. But I had a lot of issues clicking in this. And I believe I wanted to put Rejuvenate on Bill. There it is. And they're tanking the wave here, and HKS dies to the turret, which actually shoots at him as he runs by. And I'm looking to get Thigh Lolly. Thigh Lolly gets all caught up on the minions, but the Entangle saves him. Now, High Zealot on his own, he can be very annoying, but I don't think he actually possesses the damage to kill me on his own at any point. He can, however, keep you locked down for like 15, 20 seconds or longer. Probably longer once he gets mana regeneration. So, stick dies to Ricky. You'll notice that basically their wave clear is absolute shit compared to ours. Doug Boy's CS has kind of stopped at where it was, and nobody else besides Thigh Lolly is even really climbing in CS at all. Whereas, although Ricky has a significant lead on me because, well, Flame Strike doesn't have a short enough cooldown to really hard push with it. We are both still ascending, and then Q and Bill are kind of just par for the course. I actually figured Q would have had more. Now, unlike me, Ricky is fucked against High Zealot because Ricky has no sustain of any kind. So High Zealot can just keep him stunned for like 5 burns! The bird is defeated. So we're inside their base, but base defenses are pretty tough. They do have the fortified upgrade. They have been upgrading their minions a little bit more than ours, apparently. And we can't really do too much about them. So Steak actually does have some lifesteal. And as you can see, I drain my mana so fast. Ricky revives. When Steak follows us too much, we can try to punish a little bit, but that Impale actually did not hit me. Just using Incinerate and trying to tap Stick and deal damage to him, but the minions are actually killing me. Meanwhile, Doug Bowie and the HKS are up top, so they are pushing top. I'm actually starting to catch up to Ricky on CS. Just because of Ricky's dying, I guess. So Ricky is very, very slow. HKS really wants Ricky. HKS really wants Ricky. Really wants Ricky. Doug Boy was not on board for that plan. You know, Ricky almost dies to the minions afterwards. We're back down here. Steak is back down here. Steak is committing a lot harder this time. And he dies. So the Alliance have stolen, like, at least it looks like a third of our kills or something like that. That's a lot of lumber that's not going to the players. However, we have scored a lot more kills than they have at this point. But that changes. Bill ends up tanking the whole wave and High Zealot and dies. At that stage, I had no mana, so even if I could have healed him, I couldn't have done anything. Meanwhile, the fucking Erdl is supposed to be able to hit air units, but it can't. The Loli solo pushes into mid. I'm gonna shit myself. Oh my god. I don't know what it is about people just running into the base and getting themselves killed. God, this happens so much in this, and it never ceases being funny. I mean, okay, you might like run into a lane and get yourself killed, but I just love the running into the base alone with no vision and no creeps, and just like suddenly there's a Frenchman and someone else there, and you just get instantly killed before you even know what's even fucking going on. Meanwhile, I was trying to creep, and it was a lot harder with Flame Strike. I had no idea what I was doing. I just fucking gave up. First, I was like trying to Flame Strike next to the turtles because they were so fat. but then they wouldn't be in the damage collision for it. Oh, and then Bill just got fucked. And then I would try to flame strike behind them, and then they would run away. And then I would flame strike myself while they're biting me, and I would take a ton of damage for it. So it didn't really work out. It works out better once I get entangled, though. Once I realize, yeah, just use entangle on the turtles, and they'll keep in one spot. So they're pushing bottom. Again, it is high zealot because be careful. The bird. They don't have any way to deal with the bird at all. The bird probably has too much health. It's I don't know. The bird is obviously really strong, and high zealot's gonna die for sure. Oh, the bird died first. The minions got it. Q, however, wants to finish the fight. He is so thirsty. When have we ever seen Q be this thirsty? Oh shit! Oh! Oh no! Run, High Zealot, run! Oh my god! No! Oh! 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 Wow, the balls to run back for that coin, though. Holy shit. This game is intense. I'm telling you, man, this game is all over the damn place. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh god, he's fast! He's fast! Run, Bill, run! Can't see shit! Thunderclap missed him. Oh! Emios. Yeah, Bill's having a little bit of a rough time.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Not much he can do to defend himself. Meanwhile, I was trying to push top, and I was like, holy shit. It's a lot harder to do this with Flame Strike than I was really expecting. Flame Strike and Incinerate. It's two forms of AoE. You'd think it'd be pushing harder, but it isn't. And I was like, well, what would I get instead of Incinerate? So I just sat on it for a while, but eventually I'll get the Ice Bolt or whatever it is. And it's like Boulder, it has a dummy ass long range. So come in for round 2 with the turtles. And a little better now. Just taking them. Just fuck it. I can heal through it. I was worried about being jumped there though, because there was a lot of people always top lane. I didn't fancy my chances being able to deal with 2 of them. Even one of the pit lords would be really annoying. Especially since it would take me so fucking long to kill them. Even if I was winning in a 1v1, if there was another one there, they would have time to catch up to me. Meanwhile, Bill is just fucked again.
Our allies' town is under siege.
And I was just kiting the Hydras. We're not looking too good on bottom. When they're grouped up, they're really strong. Because all it takes is just for High Zealot just to run up and CC you. And that CC will, as long as he doesn't like misclick or something, the CC will just keep rolling. So we were getting pushed there, and I have a lot of money, I believe, at this point. I'll grab a bong. And I knew I wanted to get a mask and other stuff, and I wanted a health item especially, but I didn't have those kinds of funds right now. My creep score wasn't doing that well. So Ricky runs in. Thigh Lolly tries so hard. The archer killed him. And then, no, Ricky! No!
Our hero has fallen.
That was a travesty. Bill's so thirsty.
Our allies' town is under siege.
But my man is long gone. I was thirsty too and realized, yeah, He probably isn't here anymore. Definitely some awkward clicking moments in this game too, for sure. So we do have to be careful because, you know, once they start hitting certain item spikes, that gank is just going to be way stronger. It's going to be a lot harder to deal with the fatties. Their front line is only going to get stronger as long as they can get money, and they are getting kills. Maybe not as much as the alliances, but they are getting picks off. So now we've been kind of on the back foot for a while now. And their upgrades are actually significantly stronger because Ricky has been neglecting the... he's been spending money on the consumables rather than just buying a Sobi mask or something. So that said, it is a team full of, you know, physical damage that I can punish really hard. And they have to basically stand in my AoE. And yeah, Flame Strike looks like I should have hit him, but it didn't. I tried to heal Ricky, but I couldn't click on him or see him underneath of there. I realized Doug Boy is way too far ahead, and he's just fucked now. I did want steak, but I settled for Doug Boy instead. It was easy for me to lose track of some of the heroes in this. It's really, really hard to pay attention to anything going on in Warcraft 3. The game is just an unreadable mess. This map definitely doesn't make that any easier. Even though the sizes of the heroes are enormous, you still lose them very easily amidst all the incomprehensible shapes. So Bill just like lives in bottom lane. That's his place. He's the emu and bottom lane is his domain. Has he ever left bottom lane in this entire game? I don't think so. I'll eventually take mass teleport actually, but I'm not going to be too aggressive with it in this game. I will take it because I didn't know what other ult to take. I think I'd take it after I try to use Locust Swarm, and I will die trying to use Locust Swarm, and it just won't help at all.
Under attack.
Meanwhile, Thigh Lolly died over here again. Solo pushing middle alone. Middle lane is like his chick. That's where he lives. Although he has been in bottom lane a few times. So I encounter High Zealot, where he is going to CC me until the end of time. And he does get set on fire. I out-sustain him, and he's forced to run away. And it's just... that was the thing. So I continue farming. I've caught up to Ricky now. Again, mostly because of Ricky being alone. Bill died over here, solo pushing bottom, so... There's some feeding going on the other side right now. I think this is where I'm going to go buy a mask, actually. Because, yeah, especially when I grabbed Entangle, the mana costs were becoming prohibitive. I was also checking the prices of the other stuff. I wanted an HP item over the mask, but I wasn't going to have 4K gold for a while, so I said, fuck it, we'll take the mask. You can tell Furion's a pretty squishy lad. Most of our team is actually very squish. I think Q's hero has the highest base strength. So their upgrades are ahead. They're probably pooling a lot more than we are. I know I haven't been giving Ricky. I gave Ricky a little bit of money throughout, but not much past the very beginning. And I didn't realize it in the game, but our army upgrade was not doing too well. Ricky was buying a lot of the unit upgrades, but not buying the army upgrades. Which, yeah, that's a lot more valuable. Some stick is creeping. Q is creeping. I was over here with Ricky. He's French. Ricky is great to be around because he will always attract hate. Everybody will always go for him first. So you'll see me like constantly running around behind him. I'm just waiting for people to jump him. Oh!
Our allies' town is
Oh!
under siege.
But the waves were pushing into us a lot, and Thaloli returns to middle once again. What do you suppose will happen with this young man? Well, he's being a little more cautious this time. There's also a lot of shit going on in bottom. So that slow effect is really strong. But there is a bird. Now I ran over here. I thought Doug Boy went over here. But he was actually way further gone than I thought. He went south instead. So I thought I was going to pick a kill there, but I didn't go in that direction. Azgalor did, however, eventually die to the bird.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Oh, they found an emu boner man over there. So they're really lacking in upgrades right now, or items. And Loli apparently got murdered. Oh, he was still in mid. That's right, he was in mid. I just ran up and set him on fire and he died. So HKS only sitting on the blast staff at the moment. Well, he does have some of the drops. Ricky is actually pushing bottom with Bill for a change. I'm sitting up top and awaiting these two, who I intend to punish very heavily if they get anywhere near my base. I knew Dugbite would be an easy kill, and HKS had a habit of being thirsty, but I had to be sure to catch one out and kill him and then kill the other one. Didn't want to run out and face the both of them. Yeah, they got ganked on the bottom, and then a bird showed up. So a bird showed up over here, and they started to fight the bird. And it was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna murder them. But I mistimed my abilities, so I did not murder them. You would have heard it, the ice bolt that goes off. It can be easy to miss. It has a stupidly long range, and they run really fast, so. I just sit here just mostly to keep the bird alive. So, yeah, the bird kind of showed up a little too soon. I was not ready for the bird, and then I screwed up my combo on top of it. So they both escaped what should have been a double kill. And Thigh Lolly never bought boots. I guess he figures he floats, he doesn't need them. Whereas Ricky, will Ricky ever get the legendary 4 boots? He's got 2 peasants over there. 2 peasants. Can't believe there isn't like a death counter in the score screen for heroes. So there's the ice bolt. You can see the whole purpose of the ice bolt. It's to keep them locked in. So HKS is gonna try his luck next, but it's not a good idea. I am way ahead on items and way ahead on levels. And way ahead on skills, and I have a whole creep wave with me. And the minions are just fucking blocking me everywhere, but the ice bolt has stupidly high range, it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Stick died down here, and Q actually died to High Zealot. So Q is not microing his bird at the moment, but that changes. Oh, and then it slept. And Ricky is thirsty, here he comes. Oh. Oh. Oh, Ricky! That was depressing. So yeah, I had to get rid of Incinerate to get the Ice Bolt. It does hit my wave clear a little bit, but I didn't feel like Incendiary was offering me hardly anything at this point in the game. I had enough mana regen I could afford to use Flame Strike on cooldown at this point. Ricky decides to buy some upgrades. So, I don't realize there's actually 2 people up there at the moment. I was hoping to kill 1, but didn't realize there was 2. It's going to be an exchange of cooldowns, and this is a situation you don't want to be in, where Azgalor has a damage dealer with him. As you can see, I'm not moving because I'm entangled. Like, you are just CC'd for so long. If I had, like, Carrion Swarm and Chain Lightning, I would have been okay. Because then I could have casted those spells. But because I had taken Flame Strike, the windup is too long. He will just eventually stun you through it. And there was really just nothing I could have done at all. Because I didn't realize he was up there at first. So the alternative would be to just level up Healing Wave as much as possible. But the cooldown is still always going to be kind of long on that. So a second heal would be probably preferable, but I was maxed out on skills at that point. I couldn't buy any more non-ultimate abilities. That's when I started thinking about getting Locust Swarm, because that will sustain even when you're stunned, but its sustain isn't good enough. Although I only got level 1, I didn't have the kind of lumber to level it up. It will be ineffective. And so, Thigh Loli dies to the bird again. Oh my god, they're fast. So one thing I did notice in the game that Stick was using a lot of consumable items, kind of like Mucky used to. And he'll get some mileage out of those, like there was a Scroll of Speed or whatever it was. Their damage is, however, very split here. And, well, Bill does die. Ricky uses slow, and then the minions get all up in his face. And then by that point, I've revived. And pick up an easy kill. And then suddenly there is Locust Swarm, but he's invincible at this point. So the invincibility potion prevented me from life journeying him to begin with or doing anything. Oh, oh, no. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh! You know, if the minions weren't like fighting the Orc Skeleton Champion, they probably would have killed Steak. But they're fighting the Orc Skeleton Champion. Oh, 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 the boner! The boner! The boner! The boner! Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, the bird! The bird! The bird! The bird! Oh, my God! So they're starting to pick up some items now. At some point, Doug Boy picked up a handful of items, really expensive ones too. But Q has an axe, so some items are starting to come out now. I finally get level 9 Flame Strike. Remember, Ricky had level 9 Carrion Swarm ages ago. So my damage isn't that good. Oh. Oh, and he escapes. Not microing the bird. Not microing the bird. No, well, now he did, but it's a little too late. No health on it. Could have gotten a kill for sure. And at this stage, I think I was going to get a barrel. Meanwhile, HKS is just trapped on minions. And I love Warcraft 3's pathing is majestic. Blizzard polish.
Are under attack.
I honestly flame strike that just so I can get the gold and not Ricky. So I picked up the head barrel. It'll be a little bit of movement speed, if it even stacks. So to that point, I don't know because of the movement cap. But really, just having the health is just important. HKS doesn't have really any items yet, but Steak was getting to the point that he's becoming a pretty major threat. Again, one might think that maybe you shouldn't try to use Flame Strike against that, but I was pretty intent. Meanwhile, Bill died. Just got murdered by a Steak in bottom lane again. So fast. So I'm gonna run in the middle. HKS burns Berserk just to take more damage. Doug Boy ran really far forwards. There was a sleep, but it got canceled. And then he died. Ricky kill stole me. I wanted to thought Lolly too, but he's fast. Ricky got to him first. I wanted High Zealot and I had him in vision. Only briefly. Like, when you're running down these lanes, the vision is absolutely fucked. And I think it's because of these little spots right here, constituting as cliffs or something like that. And the vision is so screwy in some parts of this map, you'll just lose vision of people all over the place for no explicable reason. And it's really annoying when you're chasing anybody. So the missed chance fucks over a Steak doing any damage to the building. However, Q is not in the best of spots to do anything at the moment. And Steak may well kill him. Lol, the missed chance is really strong, huh? Steak gets kind of stuck. Berserk? Or rather, Entangle just... I don't know why they're not lasting that long. Maybe he took like a Loon's Grace or something. And then suddenly there was High Zealot. There's going to be the attempt to regenerate. I'm regenerating like just my normal strength regeneration. It didn't help at all. It's definitely more of a longer term regeneration when you have an army or something to deal with. Not good against players. Definitely not level 1.
Our forces are under attack.
I really wanted to get spiked carapace for the armor, but again, I was capped on low level skills, so I had to take an ultimate. And there, I was looking at them, it just really didn't feel like I had much that would have helped, other than maybe like reincarnate. But I was like, well, in some of those circumstances, reincarnate wouldn't have helped me anyways. Because if I got caught out by Hazela and died like that, chances are I would just die immediately after the reincarnation of the same thing anyways. Meanwhile, HKS died to the turtles. This will be the first of several such events. Apparently, they have damage reflect, and it completely fucked him over. Meanwhile, Steak just fat fingers. Now, Ricky will have Mana Shield at this point, and I think Mana Shield's gonna give them some grief, because I'm not really sure that they get Mana Drain or Mana Burn.
Our hero has fallen.
And Ricky will just go like full mana regeneration, so I didn't really get a good look at it in this game, but this will be a good case test. He just stands there and dies with a bird. Doesn't even try to do anything about it. This will be a good case test to see how well Mana Shield holds up in the current system. So Doug Boy runs up. Doug Boy gets perma CC'd and Doug Boy dies. The first of many such kills I will obtain in this game at this point. And it's a pretty low kill game for me, all things considered. It's a high kill game, and I'm low threat. I have 9 kills, but I could have definitely had a much more optimal build for this for sure and gotten way more kills. But that said, kills are going to start increasing at this point. So our upgrades are still not quite up to spec, but they're getting there. And we repelled their pushes, even though a bunch of us died. And Bill is starting to get items and trying to be fatter. I'm gonna get CC'd again. And then I'm gonna die. And then Q Win walks out, but they do have detection. Oh! That was another case where I did the Thigh Lolly thing where I didn't see who was up on the ledge. I saw there was a pit lord up there, but yeah, you can just be slept from like half a mile away. So once High Zealot like gets anywhere near you, you're just dead. The second the first sleep or something goes off, there's nothing anyone can do. You will just die. It also didn't help that Ricky left us alone. We could have gone for a team fight there, and we probably could have won. But Ricky just kind of like went off in his own direction and did his own thing instead. And then the two of us just got fucked, and Q really only escaped because of Windwalk. And well, Ricky might go next. And dead. So they returned some kills. I can't believe that the Alliance has the second highest kills. It was just disgusting. I like how all their kills, like half of the kills is on fucking High Zealot, who really doesn't do much damage, just because nobody can ever get away from him. Doug Boy dies to a bird. Still getting some mileage out of that bird, just because a lot of people are just standing and tanking it and dying. HKS dies to turtles. A second time, same spot too, slightly over to the right. Lolly got Infernal, level 1. He got Gloves of Haste, which is kind of interesting. Never got boots. Ricky decides to buy some upgrades. I was telling Ricky at some point in this to get the major upgrades, and he might get Demolish and never gets Depression Aura, which, I mean, most of their team is physical, but there is AoE on them that it would have helped against. This stage, I'm a little wary because of the last incident, so we're kind of just sitting here waiting. So he sends his bird up there, and HKS is like, you can heal a spell immune unit, and I'm like, yep. I don't think those are actually spell immune though. I'm not sure. Because you can sleep them, can't you? You can sleep the lower levels. I'm not sure if the level 3 is sleepable or not. Apparently, oh, I noticed it. Or I didn't notice it. Wow, how did I not see that? So the game slows down a little bit here, although there is an Infernal punching an Emu. Lolly does escape. Slowly but surely.
Forces are under attack.
I figured with the power of the bird, the power of Christ was with me. They're looking at items over here. with High Zealot buying some health.
Forces are under attack.
And kind of looking to backdoor us here. But Doug Boy just kind of went in alone, got entangled, died. It's pretty much the same case for any of them. I think really only High Zealot stands a good chance of escaping that. My combo did get a little screwed up there, but High Zealot able to save him. So, see, he's quite fat. Thiololi did eventually die to an emu. Meanwhile, yeah, Mana Shield does seem to be quite strong. It did eat an entire hit off of not very much mana, but I haven't been paying attention to what level it is. I feel like a critical strike would still gut most of his mana pool. HKS starts running around here. The sleep hit the bird instead of me. So mitigating some damage. High Zealot's lack of damage is kind of really showing itself there, but can't really secure the kills in their base. Still though, I was looking to see if anybody would come out and chase us so we can murder them. Especially since the other lanes were pressuring. We didn't have to get super aggressive here. Don't tell that to Q though. Q just like wanted to be angry. Oh no, we got away. Meanwhile, Bill died to Doug Boy, who barely escaped. I feel like I came down there. Oh, he stayed. He has no idea that I just appeared there, and he's fucking dead. I'm mass teleporting down there. I was looking for some ganking opportunities in this. So HK is still lacking any items. May have been pulling his money for all I know. Steak now has 2 axes. Still using consumables. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the Gigolo of Endurance for another bong. And I may even end up selling a surgical mask too. I'm not sure yet. Ricky, on the other hand, is just all mana and mana regeneration, which may prove to be an annoyance for them. Yeah, High Zealot can't even go through his mana. Nothing he can do. Apparently Bill also has mass teleport. Yeah, I'm not sure on the numbers of Mana Shield, but they might be too strong. And it's only level 6. Kind of the problem that I'm realizing is that you can buy the pendants of mana, which make it far more powerful, because the fixed mana pools is kind of supposed to be the thing about this map since those changes. High Zealot died to a bird again. Bill tries to sustain through it and dies. Now we'll see if Ricky can just sustain through it. Ricky's dying. And now Ricky's fucked. You know. Sustained damage still gets through him pretty quick. But it's only level 6. So I'm curious how it'll look later on in the game. I went over here because this lane was pushing, and I think I saw someone up there. It might have been HKS. I was waiting for them to come down here, or seeing if they were going to come to the shop. I could jump them while they're fighting the Hydras. because I had noticed that they were coming over there several times and clearing the creeps. I didn't want to get caught while I was fighting the Hydras, obviously. And no one came, so I just decided to win there because HKS went back. HKS bought some health steal and is going to continue to fight some... He does have critical, it looks like.
Allied town is under siege.
And then suddenly the scoreboard gets fucked up. Try that one on for size. I don't know about that. Oh, it's because Ricky was reviving. Now it's back in the right spot. Beautiful. So I finally get Flame Strike level 10. It's been a long time coming. An hour. Level up Brilliance Aura, I believe, because I sold that mask. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I bought an axe and a bong, and I sold the mask. And I hung onto the Gem of True Seeing, just in case. But it wasn't necessary to hang on to at this point. I had thought someone had Windwalk on their team, but I don't think anyone does, actually. So I got a little bit of armor, not really a lot. I'm kind of tanky. I'll preemptively heal. People do calm. I take aggro. They're fucked at this point. Long range stun goes out. Stake will die. Azgalor's gonna run back. Ricky's gonna initiate by face pulling. They're gonna run. I wanted High Zealot, but I kept getting slapped. He learned to sleep me above all, because we don't have any other hard CC. We do have the slow, but as long as I can't do anything, they can't stop them from getting away. But didn't work out for them. They both died in the fire that time because they got slowed by Q and I caught up and I didn't get slept that time. It's a pretty binary interaction in the same groups. Yeah, you know, someone else get caught out by his CC. It's, you know, it's gotten me killed plenty of times along with anybody else. But the same as for us. You have to be really careful. You have to really pay attention where people are when this is happening now. Because the CC is so long range. It will usually come out and you won't even realize it's there. And if you're being chased by that, it's just... You only got one direction you can go. Now they did buy upgraded minions. And I believe at this point I started feeding Ricky, yeah. No, I didn't really want to hard push this here because I figured they were coming up soon. So I was just trying to shove out all the lanes. Don't want to end up in a situation where we get wiped in our own base. Dogboy CS is actually not too far behind us, all things considered. And Thylolius is not doing horrendously badly either. Nor is Stakes for that matter. I mean, obviously we're way far ahead, but not as far ahead as you would expect given the circumstances. And that's just because the lanes haven't been super hard pushed into any given base yet. The game still could go either way. Doug Boy at this point grabbed an axe. He should be looking at selling that Flute of Accuracy and picking up another axe or a God Orb or something at some point. You know, I'm pretty much full build other than the Gem of True Sight I'll hang on to because I was feeding Ricky at this point. But the others are kind of low on items still. I mean, I'm not even really that tanky. I was hoping to get more spell damage out of the intellect than anything, because I really need a Flame Strike to be able to kill those Pit Lords as fast as possible. Because I knew that if they started getting full inventories, I was absolutely going to have to switch my build. So at that point, I will go back. I believe what happened here is I went to teleport and I canceled it because they all swarmed the minion. And what will end up happening is everybody else collapses on them, and they kind of get a little flustered by that. And Azgalor dies right away. Doug Boy dies right away, and then HKS escapes. Oh no, Doug Boy is right here. It was Q who died. All right. I couldn't tell between them with all the text. So Doug Boy traded for Q, and then we murdered Azgalor on top of it. But HKS did escape. HKS has an axe now and a barrel, so I don't know, maybe they gave him some money. And yeah, when they all converged, I don't think we can go back, but they all converged on that mass teleport, and then I canceled it, and then they kind of got a little shoved out of position by that. He might die for the effort though. Oh, and he escapes. So yeah, the higher mana pool does make it kind of stupid. That was a 438 crit. This is with armor reduction. Not very much, but it's not like Ricky is rocking a lot of armor at this point. Good God. And then he win-walks. HKS is fucked at this point. Rip. So Ricky has pretty much a full inventory at this point. HKS could definitely get more, but he was sitting on 2 items and lifesteal. So I think what gets me most about that is the crits didn't really put much of a dent in Ricky's mana pool. I think that the penance and mana should be removed at the very minimum. They completely fucked Mana Shield. Like, I could take Mana Shield and I wouldn't be able to make much use out of it with my build right now. But when you have like double that mana pool plus regeneration, you can't deplete their mana. Like, Doug Boy is gonna run into the same problem here, where he blew two spells. I don't know what level they are, and then autos. Not that his base damage is super high, but he didn't even go through half of Ricky's mana at that point. And by the time the cooldowns would have been up, he would have just been recharged. So you can make the argument that Ricky's build's not really expensive on mana, but it kind of should be. So yeah, I can kind of see that Mana Shield is a problem, particularly with the high mana pool. So maybe a slight nerf to Mana Shield. It's only a level 8, by the way. And he's still got 2 levels to go. Plus removing the mana pendants. Like, Ricky is not unkillable, but it definitely takes a lot to kill him. A lot more than it really reasonably should when he is tanking critical strike. I don't think it's like horrendously grotesquely broken, but I think the pendants really throw it over the edge in particular. So the stage, stakes on fire. Ricky appears. We're gonna sustain this engage, but Bill dies. I was trying to heal Bill through that, but I just had a really hard time clicking him. And you see me running down, I'm actually trying to click. And then there's a little bit of flustering going on here. They kind of don't want to commit, but then they do, and then they get cold feet, and then the sun wears off, and then that's it. Now the bird hungers. Oh! Ricky hungers. Oh, the bird! No, bird micro! Bird micro, no! Ricky hungers. Oh, he's so slow. And he's dead. Meanwhile, we got 2 people up here. We got a Higgs and a Doug Bowie. However, their enrages will be timing out just as they get engaged on. And if they stick around, they're fucked. but they don't really want to stick around. And he's gonna run. No, look at that range though. Oh, he did take Windwalk. I was right all along. I don't know if I ever actually knew he had Windwalk though. I don't think I did. I might have mid-game, but then I forgot. Because I did get rid of the gem and I just bought another barrel. Either that or at that point I just didn't care because I couldn't really chase too much at that point anyways. Ricky, on the other hand, just is thirsty. Yeah, I feel like Mana Shield shouldn't let you tank the waves like that. He should be losing some mana. But that's, you know, and I guess we get to see it. And that's when we gotta make our decisions. It's just based on what we see. I would still like to see the full build in action. They're gonna make an effort on him here. The stick has 2 axes and they're kind of in a terrible spot, but they are gonna kill me. And almost killed Q. Traded. Stick might die to Murlocs. So it was definitely a really awkward fight for them. They walked into our damage and then that was that, but I don't have mana shields, so I definitely couldn't tank the 3 of them. Oh shit! Oh my god. That was such a bitch slap. To get bitch slapped by a Frenchman. Alright, this will be interesting. How fucked is Ricky here? There's a lot of CC he's got to live through. And he's dead. Just like that. I mean, that was fine. I didn't have any problems with that at all. Keep in mind, Steak can get another, arguably, 4 items, right? And Ricky can't really get much stronger than he is, other than maxing out Mana Shield. And I don't know if there's feedback on their team at all. So, yeah, you know. I think it's strong, but it's not completely over the top. It is a mana pendants. Getting rid of those will go a long. I mean, Ricky can just get, you know, 2 more masks or something, right? But it'll still result in him chewing his entire mana pool whenever he uses spells on top of the Mana Shield when people are focus firing on him. As opposed to you having to lock him down for 10 years just to go through his mana, right? Like, you want him to have to, like, take spiked armor or buy health or something to be able to tank really a long time. Like, he shouldn't just be able just to build straight mana regeneration. In that sense, I kind of feel like mana regeneration is probably stronger than spell damage at this point. Like, especially for me right now, I didn't really feel like I was getting a lot of mileage out of the items. But I don't, like, I think it's 1-to-1, which for Flame Strike would be like plus 50 damage. It's not really a lot over the course of the spell, but I don't know how it's calculated either, right? So, like, it was at the stage where I knew that if we allowed either of the Pit Lords to get a full build, I was at that point useless. I couldn't do anything anymore because I'm just a one-trick pony. I get stun, deal damage, and if that doesn't kill them, then I will have nothing. I can't do anything. I can heal, but I can't sustain their damage when they're on me. And then it's basically like I have to run around split pushing as much as possible, which I'm already kind of had to do because if I ever go near High Zealot, I'm just going to get stunned for 5 years. So at this point, I'm just going to be teleporting all over. At this point, I teleported to that mortar team. 5-Age Kiss. Gonna drop my shit on him. He's getting items now for sure. See, I can't tank him at all. I've got Ricky helping me fight him and me kill them, but it was 1v1. It would have been a lot of me running around trying to heal. I definitely have to work a lot harder than Ricky does, for sure. Again, Flame Strike and all, but I mean, the thing with Mana Shield is you don't want to nerf it to the point that it's completely useless, right? You want to find a balance for it. But it's an ability that's really tough to find a balance for.
Our forces are under attack.
Because on one hand, it's definitely at a point where I don't think they can easily kill Ricky at all. They need to gang up on him a lot, which will absolutely kill him. But I don't think any individual person on their team can 1v1 him. I think that he will just be impossible for them to kill. And he's not like using CC or anything. Right? Now, it's great that we have a balance where he can fight, but his build is cheaper than theirs is by far. Like, they have to invest a lot more money into their build to get similar effectiveness. Whereas, all he just needs is just the mana regeneration and the pendants, which are very cheap. Keeping in mind, it took me a long time to get full build, and I'm not as effective defensively as him. So I had Stake was coming for me, but I left. They're still pushing though. I feel like if they all grouped up, we'd be in a lot of trouble, but that's just never gonna happen. And Lolly is just gonna die in a fire. Ricky steals my kill though. Ricky was standing in my fire and it didn't even take off half of his fucking health. Our mana plus his spell cast, so like if I had to duel Ricky probably couldn't kill me because of the health regeneration, but there's no way I could kill him either. Like, there would literally be nothing I could do. I could keep him CC'd for like 5 years and his mana would not go down. And remember when I said a lot of people on my team are going to take damage from Flame Strike? Yeah, they're swimming around in it. Azgalor didn't get the memo. The furnace is in business. Yeah, that's kind of gonna be it, you know. He is the most dangerous person on their team by a long shot. With him out of the picture, I can kill with absolute impunity. There's nothing anyone can do. And then we have Bill's sustain on top of it, so you can see I'm really killing my mana though, right? Like, my Brilliance area is only level 3, but even with it maxed, I would still be hurting on mana. So, you know, it's possible that maybe the surgical masks should be reduced to 75% instead of 50% as well. Because their effectiveness is definitely a lot higher than the bong. I figure the intellect would have made a bigger difference, but like with my mana regeneration, I felt it was kind of balanced, especially since Brilliant wasn't maxed. But Ricky's is obviously like much higher than mine, much higher. So if you were to tackle the mana regeneration, you may not need to touch Mana Shield at all. Just remove the pendants and then maybe nerf the surgical masks a little bit or something like that, right? Because when we're playing around with the mana numbers, you know, if you throw too many things at it at once, it will just become useless. You nerf any one of those that's going to hit it. But, you know, I've thought about the mana regeneration for a while now that we got the base regeneration and some of the costs more or less figured out. He escapes with like 80 health. Then, you know, everything feels a lot more solid, but we will still get... He just runs up, and I'm just like, yeah, I didn't get Entangle off on them, though. I'm definitely having issues with mana at this point. It's hard to run the full combo. They just keep running out. But then I wait for a while, and yeah, we're regenerating. Loli appears. Azgalor wants it. Oh, he's gonna get it. I fucked up my combo, and then he moved forward. We both kind of derped out a little bit there. HKS appears, and it's just gonna be rinse and repeat. Bird takes the kill. He's sleeping people other than me, but eventually he's gonna just start focusing a lot on me. It's just massacre. They're just lining up to die at this point. Stake appears. Goes invincible. Bill is pretty tanky at this stage. And the drunken haze completely fucks Stake on top of it. And then he also dies. Virion right now, he's just the pimp. He's got his pimp cane out and he's just beating everybody with it. But this only works so long as the pimp has his bitches. And eventually my bitches are gonna run away without doing anything. Just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Little tankier, so he escapes. He's got the 3 paws. And at this stage, it's like, I don't have the mana regeneration to deal with this anymore. But we'll give it a old college try. Oh, but he interrupted it. So I'm still hungry for more kills. We were just camping out here. Bottom lane has been a little neglected as a result of half of their team spending the last like 5 minutes being dead. It was definitely a lot harder to hit them when they were underneath the castle. Stand on, Lily! I kind of messed that up. Now, you'll notice that these two just kind of disappeared. And at that point, I couldn't fight Stake, much less the other 2 of them that were there. So, yeah, they just left and I didn't know where the fuck they went. I thought they backed into the base. Oh shit, Q wants it. Q wants it. Take it, Q, it's yours, take it. No, Q, no. Lolly goes for the bird. He's got it out against that bird. He don't want to have to deal with that shit ever again. When I died, the whole team fell apart. They didn't know what to do at that point. Our creep scores are funny. Ricky pulled a lot ahead with me just running around ganking people and fighting other people at that point. The high zealot is very low. Very low. Doug Boy is actually not too far behind from me. Although he has a lot better AoE than I do still. Now Ricky finally has level 10 mana shield. Can they kill him? Oh, I appeared. And now I'm asleep. They can't do shit to Ricky at all. They're trying. HKS is attacking the wrong target a bunch of times. I just set Ricky on fire with HKS. Man! That didn't even bring his mana shield down. Although HKS was attacking the wrong target for half the time. I still don't think Ricky would have been in any danger. The minions just troll him. And then I healed myself after I died. And then Doug Boy dies anyways. Q appears. They still don't get Ricky's mana shield down. Yeah, Ricky might be a little broken right now. There's definitely a few knobs you can tweak for that. Again, I still don't really feel like it's that turbo fucked. I think it's more like those pendants need to go. Maybe mana regeneration needs to be nerfed a little bit on those masks. And then I guess you could leave mana. I mean, I would look at the numbers for mana shield, but those two changes alone will nerf that behavior altogether. It's really like the cost effectiveness of it that really gets me, though. It's very easy to get those items compared to what I had to build or what Doug Boy had to build or Steak. Never bought Depression or a... I'm not sure you had that up. Well, you know what's gonna happen here. Bill's gonna get a kill. And then I'm asleep. He's sleeping me every chance he gets. His kiss died. I really wanted him. Oh, so close. But he escapes. Bill wanted him. Oh, Bill, no! Bill! Oh, God. If I'd known Bill was diving, I would have dove, too. I was running around. Okay, Mana Shield is definitely a little over the top. But I think they were getting kind of fucked in the middle anyways. I don't know, you know... they could have won if they grouped up. Right? Like, whenever they had High Zealot picking off stuff, as long as there was 2 other people there, they were at least going even in the fights. But they were never grouped up as 5 pretty much ever in the entire game. Even at the end, even when I was killing them in front of their base, again, we got a lot of people running in one by one murdering. That's why my kills just skyrocketed. And I didn't even get a lot of those kills. A lot of kills were stolen from me, or Bill would get them, or Q would get them, or the Alliance would get them. And I still just shot up in kills a lot, using Flame Strike of all things. So, in spite of all that, I still feel like it was a fairly reasonably balanced game. You know, I feel like that they definitely could have killed Ricky if they really devoted to it. Mana burn may have helped a little bit, but the pendants definitely meant that you had to focus on it. You really had to be focused on it. And the lifesteal, what was it, like 10%? It didn't feel like it made a damn of a difference. Maybe the aura would have helped, I don't know. I don't think it would have helped a lot against Ricky, though. I don't know. Can you even health steal when they have mana shield? Does this game even have a distinction for that? I honestly can't remember. It's been so long since I've used lifesteal against a mana shield in this. I honestly just can't remember that. A few things to think about, anyways.